Okay, so I have just paid for the van. I'm the proud owner of this crappy looking mistake that is called a van. So 2 Saturdays ago, I traveled with Nwakazi to the western part of Kenya called Narok to get a 1987 Nissan Vanette. In this video, I'll tell you what led to the decision, the journey to getting the van, what I've done with the van so far, and my future plans with the van. So October last year, I traveled from Nigeria to East Africa and I traveled around for 5 months. Then in March, I went back to Nigeria to sell all my things and relocate here. Believe me, that was the single most regretful decision I have taken this year, and I'll tell you why. Over the course of the last 4 months, I've sent my best friend voice notes like this.
I am sad, I'm so sad. Long story of my life, I'm so sad. I wish there was somewhere I could remove my ambition.
I spent 4 months in Kenya. I had the time of my life, and I decided to go back to Nigeria because I thought there were things I needed to fix, like my dollar card, because I kept using Bitcoin to change money here and I was losing a lot. But that's what I'm still doing anyway. I needed to sell my things. I needed to put my production company in order, so many things. But you know the funniest thing? The only thing I could achieve when I traveled to Nigeria was selling my car. You know, typically when people travel, they give themselves time to recuperate financially before traveling again, but that wasn't what I did. I went back to Nigeria, sold the car for about $6,000, hopped on the flights, and spent everything relocating because mid-June I was already broke. So why have I been sad and regretting? Because all I should have done was tell my brother in Nigeria, sell my car, send me the money, and then I'll buy a van. In August, I made this video, and that made me realize how much I was spending every month. And then when I saw the history, it all made sense. It made sense that I had been trying to save and it just wasn't working. Then I cut down on lots of things. I started cooking. I wasn't going out or anything. But somehow, I still managed to spend $700 in August. It was after August I decided that if I don't buy this van now, I'll still be planning next December to buy the van. I'm not sure if you know about van life, but this is what van life means. Van life is a lifestyle of living in a vehicle full or part-time with basic amenities such as house batteries, solar panels, a bed, toilet, and so on. Imagine being able to carry your house everywhere you go to. Waking up to different sunrises, sleeping at different places, the beach, the mountains, different places on different nights. It's just the ultimate freedom that I have always wanted. And then I watched a lot of van lifers on YouTube during the pandemic. I always knew I would do van life. At one point in my life, I just didn't know where or when. My YouTube channel name, Going By There, was chosen because I always knew I would go into van life. It took just 1 month of relocating to Kenya to realize that this is where I should start van life, because if there is any African country that would that van life could survive in, it's Kenya. It's relatively safe. The idea is exploring Kenya. When I feel like, oh, I'm bored, I go into East Africa, go to other countries, then come back to Kenya. The moment I decided to do van life in Kenya was when all my trouble started, because then I had to raise money and it was so hard. Now, don't get me wrong, I am so proud of myself. Moving from what I knew, from a country I grew up in, to a country I knew no one in, was a daunting move. And I knew that I would be starting from scratch. So when I had gathered some money, I told Nwakazi my plan. He has an in-law in Narok. So he went to check it for me. That was like 2 days before we went to Narok. He took 2 mechanics there. They tested it. They discovered that the engine was good. The last owner already changed it from the last engine to a newer engine. Then a day before we left for Narok, I had an iPhone 13. I sold it to get an iPhone 8, the one I'm using right now, and $500. So that was like 10% of my initial budget. So I'd initially agreed with the seller to pay $1,200. But after they checked out the van, that's Nwakazi's in-law, Mr. Justus, who helped me a great deal. He did a lot for someone he didn't even know. When they checked it out, they found out that it was like so gone, the van. So they were like, I should renegotiate, which I did, and the man eventually agreed for $100,000. So basically, I was buying the engine and like unplastered walls of a house to now build my own house. It was very important someone went with me because I don't know how to drive a manual car. As a matter of fact, I taught myself how to drive. I bashed my first car like so many times learning how to drive. It was the same car I used to drive for Bolt and Uber. It was Taxify then, Taxify and Uber for like 5 months back in 2016. So I am a great driver, but not a manual driver. Yeah, that would be a challenge because then I have to learn how to drive manual. We set out from Nairobi to Narok at 7 a.m. We have just arrived at Narok. We came to get the van. We don't have an entrance. So we have to break the fence to get to our van.
Yes, As it seems, because we can't find the gate.
I'll go
We
after
have
you. You break first, then I'll follow you.
But I'm arrested first.
No, they will arrest you first while I'm running. You know you are Kenyan, they will release you on time. But me, if I enter that cell, I'm not coming out anytime
You
soon.
know when a Kenyan run, they run.
We are actually just arriving at where the van is. And it looks gone, very gone. I want to buy a van that is so gone, it looks older than life itself. What?
This is how your car is receiving.
Receiving blood.
So this is how you'll be holding.
A positive.
With-
I've just transferred the money through M-Pesa. So I'm the proud owner of this crafty looking mistake that is called a van. It was nice doing business with you. Thank you for giving me the junk. Oh, should we do a hug? Oh. We drove out to do the insurance, to buy some fuel, and then we started driving to Nairobi. Even after paying for the van, I still wasn't sure I wasn't making a mistake. But after driving through Narok's notorious hills at night until we got to Nairobi without breaking down, I knew the engine was good. Oh wait, that's a lie. We broke down once. The fuel got exhausted and we had to pay people to push us to the filling station. But then that is the beauty of having a manual car, isn't it? We got to the mechanic's workshop at 9 p.m, parked the van and called it a night. The next morning, we were given a list of things to buy to start with.
You need to identify the places that has the damages. Okay. Now, after we have fixed all of them through welding, now we come and apply another sheet on top of it.
We cannot make something beautiful on top of a very old.
Yes.
Understand? Yeah.
Today I'm at the mechanic's place. They've started removing the previous paint and trying to replace everything. And I'll take you around what they are doing. I want to show you how the work is going. This is the second day of work. Today is Tuesday. Yeah.
We are now applying the spot putty.
So that's going to clean off all the dents.
Actually, we are still going to sand this one. Tomorrow, very early in the morning, I'll go to the market to check the market prices, so that I can let you know. By the time the spare parts reach our country, they are subjected to taxes and all the rest.
They're killing me with prices. My heart is beating fast.
Come on.
So I've done gold, I've done silver, and I always planned that my next car would be a black and sleeky Mercedes-Benz. But the best color that blends with nature is green, because I would be off-grid a lot.
You say you don't want to get in trouble, that you don't find 'cause you got me.
After spending a few minutes pretending to have been a part of the paintwork, I became so proud. I am officially a professional painter, so if you need to paint your van, just contact me on vanpainter@yahoo.com and I'm going to paint your van anyhow you like. I might use house paint, I might use nail paint, but as long as I paint your van, is that not what matters, right? Exactly. Before we went to purchase the van, my overall budget was 5,000, which is not even completely complete anyway, yet. Yeah, it was 5,000, but as at right now, when I discovered all the things I have to fix in the van, all the things I have to buy to build the house, it's jumped to 7,000, and everything I checked were online prices. So when we hit the local markets, I'm hoping that things will get much cheaper. So I came up with a name to name my van, and so many names came, but only one resonated, only one spoke to me, and that's Daddy. Why am I naming my van Daddy? Because number one, he's older than I am, and he will be teaching me a lot in life. He will teach me a lot of patience on the road because he is so slow. When we were coming, he's such a slow van, and he will put me through so many challenges, so many that I'll have to overcome, and he will teach me how to overcome those challenges. There are just so many elements that make him a father figure, and that's why I'm naming him Daddy the Van. So far, a lot has been achieved. So much has changed. You won't even believe it was the van I bought, and I've even only just begun work. There are so many things to do, and let me show you the things that the remaining things we still have to do.
I found my way. I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day. 'Cause I found my way. I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay. 'Cause I found my way.
Some places like the plastic that will be here will be painted silver. They'll install silver chrome over the glass rubber. Door handles would be silver. I'll change the tires to much bigger ones with silver alloy rims. The mirrors silver. A new bumper was fabricated. They bought new headlamps and trafficator lights, and they'll fit these ones better when they've painted the bumper silver. So far, I've spent $2,100. The next time I post about the van, I'll show you a 3D design of what the interior would be like. I'm still building. I still have a long way to go. But I'm doing a 3D design of the things I would want in a house. People come with different lifestyles and different needs. I'm building some parts by myself, contracting some parts out. All these things you'd know the next time I talk about the van. So if you would see this Naija babe suffer through building this van and everything, consider subscribing. So I will take you through this journey and you'd see my highs and lows, because I know I would have a lot of them. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.